Let's Live video, and today we're talking about the subject of the beautiful celestial guardians of Earth, the Lemurians. This video is part of a small selection of videos I'm doing on the celestial guardians of Earth, and I've written a book called The Celestial Guardians of Earth, so just so you can see it there. And I'm just doing the short burst videos for each guardian, just so you can get a feeling of why they were here. And of course, please feel free to buy the book and find out the full extent of their journey with Earth so far up to modern day. The Lemurians are one of the oldest celestial guardians of Earth. They have been with us for a very long time, and their first work with Earth started with the influencing of the human DNA. And if you read the book, it's about the Lemurians and the Anakai DNA, which was used thousands of years ago, before the Atlantis period, to create a more intelligent strain of the human race based on the human form that was developing on Earth. So we were adapted at a point in our history, which quite often explains why there's gaps in skull development found in the ancient sites of our world, and various things like that haven't been able to be resolved yet. It's because of alien DNA influence into our gene pool. So the Lemurians are well known through the race, and my Pleiadian guide Kyaserial helped with some other guardians channel this book, The Celestial Guardians of Earth. Just basically has written about them in the book and their knowledge of them for you to understand. So I've got the book here. I'll be glancing at it and reading on bits to help you, because I don't remember everything I've channeled. You know, there's thousands of words in this book, and this is just for your information to help you understand them a little bit better. They actually call them the Lemurians. They have a T in it, and it's a slightly different spelling, the pronunciation in their language, so they've just made us aware of that. They come from a 5-dimensional planet called Sebuiel, Sebuiel. It's very similar to our Earth, but it's 1.5 times bigger. They also have 2 moons, which acts in the way our moon does with our weather patterns. But their planet has a more tempered climate than Earth does. So we've got the extremes of the minus and to the very hot. They have a more tempered climate all over their planet. They just said to me there is a slight difference on the poles, but it's not such extreme weather patterns as we have on Earth. They're obviously a very highly advanced race of beings, and their technology was used when they started to become intelligent to preserve their way of life and to preserve their planet. They weren't like the humans have, looking to, with our limited 3D understanding. They very quickly, how we've sort of destroyed our technology hasn't really been there to help our Earth. It seems to have been there to try and help humanity to survive, but it's also been destructive to the Earth. Their technology was always embraced to help their planet as well as themselves, and they had clean energy sources that powered their homes. Their cities, now I think I've seen visions of these, it's the way they try to show them to me, is a crystalline structure which they help manifest with their minds. So they manifest this structure from the structure of their planet, the source of their planet, and they can actually create the structures through mind manifestation. So they don't build like we build, with scaffolding, bricks and mortar in between. They have a different way of creating their reality. Crystal tools and technology is very key to their existence, and when we understand the crystalline structure from what we understand from Earth's crystals, but what we have to understand that there's different crystalline structures and atoms and molecules all through the universe, and this race has used them for all sorts of purposes. They're a tall, humanoid, graceful. So when we use the word humanoid a lot, humanoid is head, hands, feet, body, breathing, digestive, sexual organs usually. They might not all have the same numbers of toes or whatever, but the humanoid form is an intelligent form of being in that parameter, which is what we are as well. They have silver blonde hair with blue eyes, and that's often how they're portrayed in artwork on Earth of Lemurians, and because they have showed themselves to channelers of their appearance, so that's how we can understand them. So I'm just going to have a quick scan here and just see. Very empathic, yes, very empathic, telepathic race, and that's how they communicate a lot with us on Earth at the moment. They've been associated with Earth way before, as I said, with the Anakai for the DNA, and then they were a major part of the Atlantic experiments, which there were 5. If you want to read my book about Atlantis, you'll find in there about the Lemurians and how they were involved. It's quite descriptive of their involvement in that phase of the Earth existence. Now, the one thing I will say is that some people believe that the Lemurians were the Atlanteans that came and lived on Earth. They didn't actually come and physically live on Earth. Their DNA was used along with the Anakai, which was the first influence. Then we go to the Atlanteans, and the DNA of the Lemurians, the Pleiadians and the Arcturians and the Andromedans was used to help create the first Atlantis experiment. And then if you read that book, you'll discover about other species that helped with further ones, etc. Part of this Atlantis first experiment was they were going to have incarnated souls to help them monitor these new humanoid forms on Earth. And the Lemurians were the first high ascended race selected for this. So when the first Atlantis experiment came and the humanoid forms were created, Lemurians chose to incarnate into these forms. So that's where the confusions come about, because these forms had a very strong link with the Lemurian race, because they were quite a highly soul connected race, so they understood that this being then chose to incarnate into them were from the Lemurian planet. So that's just for your understanding. They did carry on being involved in the Atlantis experiments to a degree, but things were altered and changed over the next 4 after that one. And they brought a lot of technology and a beautiful way of existence into the first Atlantis experiment. And this is why they are such a powerful, remembered part of our history, and why so many follow them, because, you know, we must aspire to be like them, really, to be honest. You know, what else do you do when you think there's a beautiful race of beings out there that we could be like? Now, how do they help us? They're still helping us to this day. So I'll just scan here again for you. So one of the key things is bringing in ancient codes. So we're going back into the understanding of DNA. Now, our scientists understand it in one way, where we're talking about energy that is in our DNA, and it's ancient coded energy, and it's a type of dimensional existence that the scientists in a 3D reality cannot see or pick up in our science labs about our DNA. And they call these ancient codes, and these ancient codes are sat in our DNA for centuries, and a lot of them are coming from the DNA and the influence of the ancient ways and the ancient ways to ascend, because the Atlantis experiments were ascension experimental of humanoid form, to see how they reacted in a 3D reality but had a high ascension form. So, you know, you have to face that this world is an experimental world for these greater beings, and thousands of years this has been going on. So these ancient codes, they're now at the forefront of working with the architects like the Pleiadians, Andromedans, Arcturians, and triggering this DNA in us, in our light workers at the moment. So now this awakening that's happening in the new earth, again there's another video on that if you'd like to watch that, and you'll learn all about it, is that they are triggering these DNA codes. And I've witnessed this myself. I run a meditation group and I run a mediumship group, and within the mediumship group another week my guides channeled a meditation, and we did past life regression with this, and I actually witnessed afterwards that the pupil had her ancient DNA triggered, and she started to see visions of this life she'd had, this ancient life, and started drawing this life, and she was opening up light codes as she went. Had opened these light codes up for her, and it was all triggering from her DNA, and it'd been sitting there waiting for them to activate it. So she then suddenly became interested in light codes and discovering more about this, and it's changed. It gave her a doorway for her to go through and change the way she was looking at her reality. So this is happening all the time. So just be in acceptance of that if you can. And if you've got things happening to you and you don't understand what's happening, it could well be these are the DNA activation codes, especially if you're light work and you're opening up more, you're becoming more ascended, your mind's becoming more telepathic. They will definitely be working with you in this way. They're also working to bring crystal technology to this planet, and they do that by dropping in the knowledge of this technology into our atmosphere, and it's done in a certain, again, a dimensional way which we can't understand, but then this knowledge is there for those scientists and those that are got their mission on Earth to bring cleaner technology to Earth to pick up on, and this is starting to happen. The other thing they're doing is downloading light codes into crystals. So when we mine crystals on Earth and they're taken out of the ground and they're cleaned up, the Lemurians are one of these species that's responsible for bringing codes into these crystals. I will actually just read out some of the earth crystals they're doing this to for you. So one is called Starberry, one's called Crocodile stroke Alligator, it's obviously got two names. One's the clear quartz, Jacari quartz, Fenister, skeletal quartz, etch quartz, and laser one quartz. So that is a small example of where they, the Lemurians, are working with those crystals. If you're drawn to a crystal, please buy it, because you don't have to be a healer or whatever. You don't have to be using it in your work. If I can scan around my room now, it's full of crystals. I've been drawn to them, and of course once I channeled this book I understood why, because I've got a particular one I hold quite a lot, and it's because it's got some codes in it that I need. So when I work, my subconscious mind is connecting to these codes, and the guides help channel these codes in to help me with my work. So, you know, just trust the journey with crystals. And if you like something and you're drawn to it and somebody's going, you must have this, make sure you get it, because there's a reason why. They store information that brings clarity of mind, clear negative past energy, spark awakening, and help you access higher knowledge. When the crystal connects with the true intention of love and healing energy from a human, it triggers this knowledge. So you have to be working in pure of heart, pure of truth, and love. If you're abusing this, then the crystal will not activate for you, and they know who is pure of heart. So again, trust that. It's the way you need to be working. They also have a very special link, the Lemurians, with the dolphins on Earth. The dolphins originate from their planet, going back, oh God, how many years is that? So that's how long they've been involved with us from a distance. Because the Galactic Council and the Light Councils, when this planet was developing, and they knew they wanted to bring in spiritual animals that would help with the human race and any future possible experience, the dolphin was brought here for that reason. Again, there's more about that in here, so you can read about it. You know, these Lemurian beings are healers, and they want to heal all they encounter. They don't see negativity, darkness in our earth, the way we behave, how we hurt each other, they see that we can change, and they have complete faith in this, and they haven't spent all these thousands of years working with us unless they know that we can change. So we need to respect this. We need to respect these celestial guardians that want to work with us. For goodness sake, let's just open our arms up to them and say, yes, I'm here, I'm listening, help me change this planet, what can we do? Please walk among us one day and help us with this. And they will do when we're in the state of mind that we can cope with that, but at the moment we're not. There's too much negativity and doubt and lack of self-worth in this planet. But they're working very hard with us to try and change this. So, you know, please be open to this. Embrace the knowledge in this book and embrace and trust it. So that's just a very quick run down the Lemurians for you. Okay? So I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you. If you don't want to miss out on anything, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That will help you with that. I'm also contactable through www.bengalrose.co.uk, which is my website, and you can email me at sharon@bengalrose.uk if you want to ask any questions, or you've got any questions you'd like me to do a video about, and my guides can answer them. So I do that as well. It's called Questions Answered. If you look on the videos, you can see some of those. I'm also founder of One Spiritual Movement, www.onespiritualmovement.com, and again the email address is similar to the web address, and the email address is similar to the web address. And I've got Facebook linked to this, pages, I've got Instagram, Twitter and LinkedIn. So you can find me in a lot of places and follow me. I do regular videos, and I really enjoy my work in bringing you this channeled information to help you with your spiritual knowledge and your path while on earth. So please enjoy. Thank you.